So I've always wondered what it would be like to move up into a professional battery-powered hedge trimmer. Today we're going to put this new Echo DHCS 3400 to the test. This has an integrated sweeper on it, which I think is going to be a game changer. So let's open it up and test it out. Okay, this is awesome. I don't think there's any assembly required with this. Let's take a look. This thing is ready to go. I like it. Has some light machine oil on it right now, so it's all lubed up. We are good to go. So I just need to put a battery on it. And this right here is your blade guard. That just slides off right there. So you can see these are double cut blades right there. The battery goes right on top. So we're going to go ahead and put a battery in. This is a Echo 2.5 amp hour eForce battery. We have some other options that we can test out. I also have a 5 amp hour battery I can put in here. I'll get longer runtime. But I think with the 2.5 amp hour, it's going to be something that's not going to be as heavy, so I can be more comfortable for the longer periods of time. If you're wondering if you need a bigger battery to get more power, the answer is no. The hedge trimmer really doesn't use as much power as you might think, even though this is a pretty long cutting swath right there. The way that it's geared, it really doesn't require that much battery power. Let's see how this works. And whenever I'm doing this type of work, I always have some protective gloves and eye protection. There's some safety features that require having your hands on the grip. So right here, this hand right here, you can see I have to squeeze that. And then right here on this hand, you have to push that in with the palm of your hand and then pull that trigger right there. All right, before we do though, you have to turn it on. So the way this works with that scoop right there, you're gonna work from your right to your left, or going downward like that. So you just have to get used to this right here, and that'll just help your cleanup be that much easier. Every time I use this, I put a blade cleaner on it. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So the label on here is faded a little bit, it has some oil on it, but this is the Echo Red Armor Blade Cleaner and Lubricant. This is somewhat thick. You just go ahead and put this over the blade. Let me show you real quick. Unscrew this, and then I just go ahead and run a thin bead of this right along the blade. You can see that. So this is plant friendly. It's not going to make a difference if you drip some on the ground. And then I just go ahead and run the blade, let that work in a little bit. So depending on what you're trimming, it could gum that up after a while. So actually after each use is when I prefer to use that, but you can put it on beforehand too. And then if you turn it upside down, it's not a bad idea to get this section right there. A little bit goes a long ways. So the way this works, you could have your left hand back here and your right hand here, and you could go ahead and sweep that way. You kind of scoop it and then you dump it off when you're at the edge of the bush. The other way is you put your right hand on the back, your left hand up front, and then you can go this way and scoop and drop it. Being able to go both ways will just kind of help you not get so tired out throughout the day because you're alternating the way that you're using this. And if you're wondering about the balance of it, so right here with the 2.5 amp hour battery, you can see that does drop, but that really gives you a good pivot point right there. You can really work getting to where you want, very quick and easy. So I think this setup right here is going to really up my bush trimming game and make them look good. Here's what I'm noticing when you turn it on. If you have that depressed, like right now my right hand has that button depressed, so you have to actually let go of everything first. And when you do, and you have that solid line, then you can go ahead and squeeze that and then squeeze back here. So you can see right here on the corner of the table I have a decibel meter set up. I'm going to try to have this about 2 feet away. We'll see how loud it is. Okay, it looks like 89 to 90 is where that's hanging out at when this is running at full speed. All right, so as you can see, it's starting to get dark outside. So we're gonna pick up tomorrow and test this out. Hopefully the weather's decent. All right, we're gonna start the project out on these Japanese U's right here. There's 3 of them, so they're pretty forgiving. I'm just wanting to get the feel for this. So I've only had the chance to demo this for about 5 minutes, and that was back in October when it was launched. All right, we're on high speed. What I like about this is it's just so wide, and it's just really easy to get a nice shape with it, especially if I'm going to do it a little bit flat on top. All right, so here's my next big project. I have 2 burning bushes. These 2, I'm gonna go for the small one first. So there was a 3rd one right there, because you know you always plant in odd numbers. It's been shaped. I don't think last year it had any shape done to it. The side was pretty well dead for some reason. It looks like it's starting to come back from underneath. We're not gonna touch that too much, but that top just really needs to be trimmed. This one, I'm gonna just definitely take off the top. Really starting to go pretty wild up there. The sides are just starting to fill in a little bit. A week ago, these were almost completely bare. So it's right now early May. So I'm just gonna give them a little more time before I really do much to the sides, but the top is gonna need some work. So this one right up here, the tall one, I call that the leader. That one's probably the thickest one, about 3/8 inch in diameter. I think the trimmer will handle that. All right, let's get going on it. All right, we're ready to go. The first thing we're gonna do is knock that top off, try to get it flat. Once I get that flat, then I like to just kind of bevel the sides a little bit and then go working from the bottom going up, because that's the way the branches are. You don't want to fight the branches, kind of go with the grain, if you know what I'm saying. So one thing with this setup right here, with it being so long, I think it helps you tell whether or not you're level when you're cutting it. So one thing for sure, if I had the 20-inch trimmer, it'd be pretty difficult to get to the middle, where here I can definitely reach way over there. So when I start out in the spring, I don't like to be too aggressive. So I think that's a happy medium right there. Now I'm gonna go around and just kind of bevel around the top up here. All right, and now just kind of work up the sides. All right, I'd say that's much better. Let's take a walk around and see what it looks like and then compare it to the other one. So it does look like it's a little bit lower on that side. I could probably trim it some more. I may consider doing that. Sometimes you got to stand back after doing it and just getting a better look at it. But it really put things into shape in about probably like 5 minutes, maybe even less than that. The trimmer really went to town. It tackled that thick stuff, no problem. Then here's the other one that I'm gonna work on next. That's, as I said, out of control. So we had really heavy rain a couple hours ago. The leaves are really wet still. As you can see, it really stuck to the trimmer there. The nice thing is I don't have any cleanup. Nothing fell on the inside. As I was cutting it, it just scooped it and was able to get it all the way around the outside. So now I've had a chance to try this out for a while. I think I proved myself wrong. My initial thought was that I didn't like to be restricted only going one way with the trimmer, but I like just the simple cleanup, and I like the longer length on this. I'm not sure if I'd want the shorter length, but when you get to this length right here, it just really gives you a lot of control, really helps keep it level. So I'm very happy with it. I'd like to know what you guys think. Would something like this work for you? Would you want to step up your game and get into battery powered? I really like the other thing is that as soon as you put the battery in, it's ready to go. There's no warm-up time. So I definitely give this a thumbs up. So now if you have any comments or questions, please put them down below. I'd like to continue that conversation and see what you guys think. So that's it for now, friends. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Hey Leo, what do you think about this trimmer?